All right, so if you think things are bad when our cars get stolen when we're not around, imagine having somebody trying to break into your car while you're sitting in it. That's what happened in this video here. But not only that, but on top of that, it's an undercover police officer. Two guys hop out of a car and try to break in and steal a Dodge Challenger Hellcat while the undercover cop is sitting in the car. Let's just watch the video. All right, so boom. Looks like they got an Infiniti sedan, pulls up behind a Dodge Challenger Hellcat. Two guys hop out. One goes for the driver's side door. The other one goes for the passenger side. As you can see, there's a driver. The driver's just waiting in the Infiniti. Passenger side dude comes around, says, "What's going on?" The door opens. Somebody hops out the car. And it looks like the dude that initially went to the driver's side had a gun pointed at him. Now they're in a full-on shootout. And the dude still hops into the Dodge Challenger to steal it. And the owner takes off running. They get into a shootout. He breaks into the Dodge Challenger, somehow or another gets it started like that. This video is only a minute long. I'm assuming this was all in real time. It could be sped up. The Infiniti's gone. The Dodge Challenger's gone. And they were in such a hurry to get out, the Dodge Challenger actually backed into the Infiniti. You can see it in the video. And the Dodge Challenger Hellcat is gone. Undercover Texas cop. Shootout. And they stole his Dodge Challenger. That's how desperate guys are getting nowadays. They do not care. You know what I'm saying? That's how bad it's getting out here. It's one thing when you got your car parked outside in an apartment complex or in a parking garage, parking deck. You got your stuff parked outside of a restaurant or a mall or a movie theater or something. And they break into your car when you're nowhere to be found and you can't defend yourself or your car. It's another thing when you're sitting in the passenger seat and they're trying to break into your car. And it's not even one of those things where they run away. Like in most videos, when they realize that the owner is there, they're just going to run away because they're afraid for their life at that point, right? They're afraid that the owner's going to hop out with a Glock, with a pistol, with something, and start shooting. Not in this video. These guys were willing to get into a shootout over a Challenger. And they did get into a shootout. They shot it out with the owner, and the owner took off running. Now, why the owner didn't just hop out of the car at first with the pistol drawn, I don't know. But it seems like there was some sort of exchange between them, like they were talking or cussing or something. And then the owner starts walking away from the car. Instead of reaching for his gun while he's actually in the car, he doesn't start reaching for it until the other people are reaching for theirs. And then it's a full-on shootout. And while the shootout's happening, the owner's running for safety or running for cover. And the criminals are in his Dodge Challenger. And the car is gone. And they stole it. They shot at him, had a shootout. I'm not sure if the guy got hit or not. It wasn't in a report. But they got into a full-on shootout, and then they still stole the dude's Hellcat. Now, the report says it's a Hellcat. It looks like a V6 or a 392 Challenger, but the report says it's a Hellcat, so I'm going to go with it being a Hellcat. But either way, Hellcat V6 RT, I don't care. It's your car. Now it's been stolen, and it's been stolen right in front of you. And it looks like an older guy. Like, it looks like an older dude that had, the guns drawn on him and then, had his car stolen. So it sucks for him, but it's just like, that's how desperate it's getting. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't care whether you're in the car, around the car, looking at the car, beside the car. If they want it, they're willing to risk their life and limb to steal your car. That's how bad it's getting out here. You know what I mean? So, I mean, somehow or another, you just got to use situational awareness. In this particular video, this guy should have known that something wild was going on. I mean, if you're sitting in your car, me personally, if I'm sitting anywhere and I've just got my car parked, trust me when I say my head is on a swivel. I'm constantly looking in the rearview mirrors, the side mirrors. I'm looking to my left, to my right, whatever. You know what I mean? Just to make sure that nobody's trying to get the drop on me. In this case, this guy, I don't know what he was doing. Was he on the phone? Was he texting? On the laptop? On his walkie-talkie? I don't know. But these guys were able to hop out the car, come up to the passenger and the driver's side door, start banging on it, start trying to break the window, and he didn't realize something serious was going down until they yanked him out the car and pulled a gun on him. Like, that's how, I guess, oblivious this guy was. You know what I'm saying? And then they pull him out the car, pull guns on him, and take his car. So that's how dangerous it's getting out here. They're pulling people out of their car, pulling guns on them, shooting out with them, and then still remaining to take your car, all in the process. This is a crazy video because I've never seen something like this. I've never seen somebody that actually caught them in the act of trying to steal their car and had a chance to defend themselves and defend their car. Most times the car is parked in a garage, is parked outside, parked in the apartment complex, a parking deck, and it just gets stolen, and before the owner has a chance to do anything, the car is gone. In this case, this guy actually had a chance to defend himself and his car, and they still shoot it out with him. Like, most criminals are just going to take that L and run, hop in the Infinity and take off. Not these guys. They wanted this Challenger so bad that they were willing to risk their life and risk the life of the person they stole it from to get it. Brought in a shootout. A close range shootout at that. They couldn't have been more than 5-10 feet away from each other. Shootout, just like that, for a Dodge Challenger. I mean, I don't think any car is worth anybody's life. You know, I don't think that. Apparently these guys do. That's how dangerous it's getting out here. You know? I've always told you guys, like, if you don't daily these cars, you leave them at home. Put them in a garage. Like, there are certain places, certain times of night that I take this car out. When it get late at night, if I'm going for a joyride, that's one thing, because I don't plan on walking away from it and stopping. If I'm going to a car meet, obviously that's one thing, because there are going to be other cars there. But as far as taking my Hellcat just up the street to cook out at McDonald's or to the movie theaters or the mall or some shit like that, no way. No way. You know what I'm saying? No way. Because 9 times out of 10, that car was probably parked there for a significant amount of time, right? And the criminal saw it, cased it, and was like, nobody's in it, nobody's around it, nobody's come up to it. We should be able to steal that real quickly. Little did they know there was an actual human being inside the damn car. But apparently they didn't care. Every criminal is different. Some guys will, you know, try to steal your shit, and as soon as your alarm goes off, or as soon as your light to your house goes off, they'll take off running, because it's like, okay, the jig is up. They caught us. You know what I'm saying? Some guys, however, are like, I'm going to die for this potentially stolen car, to steal somebody else's car. And those are the dangerous ones. These guys right here are probably top tier dangerous, because they were willing to shoot and kill somebody for a car that wasn't even theirs. And those are the worst type of, you know, criminals and individuals to deal with. The ones that's willing to risk your life for your own damn property. I mean, guys, just be careful out there, for real. Like, you got to use situational awareness. Like, you just can't have these cars just chilling anywhere. Like, looking at this video, it really looked like he had his car just kind of parked in a relatively open parking lot. I mean, you see a couple cars at the beginning, and you see kind of a main road in the background. But that even makes it worse, because it's like, with all the cars that we see parked in the beginning, with the main road behind them, they still didn't give a damn about shooting it out with this guy. Like, you know what I'm saying? A full-on shootout with this guy. And they didn't care. They did not care one bit. And then they just took off with the dude's shit like that. Like, that's wild to me. When I saw that video, I knew I had to bring it to the channel, because it's like, I've never seen something so brazen. These guys are getting desperate out here for these cars. Just be on your 10 and 2s out there, guys. Do not get caught slipping. In this guy's case, I would be honest with you, he should have came out the car on the offensive, not the defensive. He should have been handling business immediately, especially with him being an undercover police officer. Like, I would imagine you would have some sort of training that would let you know, all right, this is what needs to be done. This is the type of situation we're in. DEFCON 5, let me handle business immediately. But he didn't, and unfortunately, he was shot at. I don't know if he was shot or if anybody was shot, but the car was stolen. You know, I hate to say it, but sometimes when you drive these cars and you're driving them late at night and you're parking them and you're taking them from A to B, you got to be on the aggressive. Like, you got to be on the offensive. Like, you've got to be looking around to see where could it happen, where could it come from type stuff. That's what I do. The few times that I drive this car in certain areas that I'm not comfortable with, and as soon as I hop out, I'm looking around like, where can it come from? Where can it happen? You know? Even when I'm in the drive-thru with this car, like, I've got I'll put it to you like this, I've got my protection sitting right here in the cup holder. Just in case somebody comes around my car trying to steal it while I'm in the drive-thru, I can just do what I need to do. Like, you've got to have a plan B when it comes to these cars. It's a damn shame, but it is what it is. Like, they're not stealing Hondas and Toyotas and Nissans like they're stealing our cars. I've already showed you guys that these are the top, 2-3 most stolen cars in America in the last 2-3 years, especially Hellcats, wide bodies. Like, they want these cars by any means necessary. So it behooves you as the owner to do whatever you need to do to protect yourself and protect your investment. Just stay on your 10 and 2, guys. Just keep your head on the swivel. Be safe out there. As always, it's been your boy Knockout 360. Quick video here. I hope this guy's good, and I hope he gets his car back. Peace. Talk to me.